What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with another episode of my Destiny New Player Guide, where I'm taking you from level 1 to 20 through the campaign and just giving some of the newer players a little bit of an idea how to get through the campaign and then what to do once they reach level 20 and get more gear and everything. So last time, if you were following me along, we finished up the moon. We did hit level 12, and now we are going to be heading off to Venus. Now I'm here on my hunter again. I did grab a few things at the tower when I went by. Thankfully the gunsmith had some decent level 12 weapons, and I was able to pick up this kind of neat looking pulse rifle. This is one of the things I really love about the campaign when you're going through it, is the amount of weapon variety that you get. And just there's some really cool looking weapons. There's some all kinds of different perks and things that you can get. And to me it's just there's a lot more variety than when you get to end game and you have to kind of stick with the same couple of weapons. So got this neat looking pulse rifle, the Pulsar MSM, and it's got the glass half full perk and the red dot ORS sight on it. So pretty neat buy from the gunsmith. He's always got some decent guns when you are leveling up to grab, so check with him often to get some of those. Now I did keep my Sidonia AR3. This is a very good auto rifle, and may even use this in the Crucible a little bit when I do some PvP with this character. Also was able to get a shotgun. I actually got this from the Cryptarch from an engram. Now what I like to do is every time I hit a new level, I'll go to the Cryptarch and buy a bunch of common engrams, just because number one, it helps get that rank up a little bit, and also you can get some pretty easy gear that way, and you're able to grab some extra weapons and armor if you're lucky. And then the gunsmith also had a new heavy machine gun, which has the focus fire perk, which is pretty cool. That's actually the perk that the Soros regime has, so it's kind of neat to see that on a heavy weapon. And I do prefer to use machine guns versus rockets most of the time, so it was nice to see. Also picked up some armor from the vendor that was going to require level 13, so I can't use that yet, but at least it's there for when we get to that point. So that's pretty much it. We are going to jump right into Venus, and you can see here it's unlocked on the map now with a little exclamation mark. And we only have one option right now, the Stranger's Call, which is a level 10 story. Follow the Stranger's coordinates to a legendary colony lost in the jungles of Venus. You see there we're going to get an armor upgrade and 3,000 XP. Alright, so let's jump right in here. And we have finished up the first two areas of the game. All we have left now are Venus and Mars. And then hopefully we can be between level 18 and 20 so we can finish up the campaign. And then what I'm going to do after that is take you guys through some of the strikes in the game to give you a good idea of some strategies and how you can get through those. But first we're going to head to Venus.
This colony was built by the Ishtar Collective. Records say they once studied ruins older than humanity itself. We thought this was all lost in the collapse.
If you guys notice, they're not flying there in the background. There are dragons on Venus. Fortunately, you never encounter any in the wild, but it is kind of cool to see that they're there
Getting dragged out here and not being able to
and
get
flying around. This is one of the interesting skyboxes in the game. You've got kind of the
Let's see what they have.
older looking buildings here. And then you've got this, which is the Citadel. You'll find out more about that later on. And then kind of the cool thing here is always kind of raining in Venus, and you'll see little water. If you look up, you see little water droplets on your, I guess that's supposed to be your visor. Anyways, so when you start out here, you actually cannot access your Sparrow. You have to unlock it, kind of like you did that first time on Earth and on the Moon. That seems to be something they do at the beginning of all these levels, is they make you unlock your Sparrow. Now, the main enemies you're going to be facing on Venus are going to be the Fallen and the Vex. Mostly the Fallen if you're on the outside areas. You'll get into the Vex a little bit later on in the campaign missions here. But for the most part, taking on Fallen, who seem to be the most consistent enemy in the game. They appear on 3 of the 4 campaign areas. Oh, look at that. Popping out drops like candy there. Now, if you're bored, if you're just kind of looking around, you can check. This room on the side often has a treasure chest. And then there's also usually one in this room here. drops that we just got there. So we got a scout rifle. It's pretty decent, but low rate of fire. I'm not a huge fan of those. Then we got some armor and a helmet. That's 63. I guess we'll go ahead and swap over to that. Why not? Give us something that looks a little different. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is head over to this little area over here marked on your map. And there's going to be some fallen around here you want to take out. Every so often a fallen skiff will drop more of these guys off. And you can see here how good shotguns are now. They just take these guys out really fast. Alright, so we come over to this little machine here. Alright, so now you can use your Sparrow. And let me show you guys. I believe, I'm trying to remember, it's either this car right here or this one here. You will find a dead ghost sitting in the back seat. So check those two cars if you're coming through here for the first time. And you'll find a dead ghost there. You know, if you're just kind of running through this area, sometimes a chest will spawn over here. And I just like to point that out for you guys if you come back later on patrol and you just want to look for some easy gear, some quick glimmer, and maybe some spirit blooms. Spirit blooms are going to be the material you can pick up on Venus. You'll need those to upgrade armor and weapons later on in the game. And I am just terrible with my aim today. Take those guys out. On now. Also, sometimes you'll get a chest underneath the statue here, and again, I'm just pointing those out for you guys. If you, like me, and you like to explore and run around, you know, there's some of the areas you can find items. This room here, sometimes there's a chest. Now, if you're doing the Pocket Infinity exotic bounty and you need to do the first step where you find the ghost on Venus, it's going to be right here in this corner. So keep that in mind for later on if you do get that exotic bounty to do Pocket Infinity, which I believe is you have to find the fire team Tewitt's last stand, and that's actually where you'll find the ghost there. Alright, now here's a spirit bloom. These are the, like I said, the items you'll get on Venus. And then we're going to head into this building here that's full of fallen, and there's another computer here. I'm trying to make a point to use my super more often, because I noticed in the first couple episodes I did of these guides, I always forget that I have a super charged up, and then I forget to use it, but that's bad practice. You want to be using your super as often as possible to just make things easier for yourself. Alright, so here's a chest there. Got some more spirit blooms. Alright, and now we're going to deploy our ghost again.
Should be able to track these machines. Let's head to those coordinates and find out what she wants us to see.
Alright, so now we got to find out where the stranger wants us to go. Now if you go off this way, you can jump on your Sparrow and run back there, and that opens up a whole new part of the planet. We'll be heading that way later on, but for right now we're just going to stay on task here and head into the Ishtar Academy area. These fallen will probably respawn. These guys come out of this door over here, so that they respawn pretty often here. Later on, when you need to do patrols on Venus, this is a place you can come and do a lot of those patrol missions. If you have to kill the fallen, this is a good spot to do it, as they respawn pretty quickly. Alright. Heavy ammo is always good. We'll need some heavy ammo for this next part coming up. You're going to come down this little hole in the floor here. And pay attention when you first come through here, because the first gold chest for Venus is right here. Pop that open, and it's usually an assault and an auto rifle. See, we got a Sidonia AR-3 that's got 91 and 99. Okay, so we've already got a better one than that. And this actually has, it's interesting, it's got the focused fire perk. I'm getting a lot of those lately. That's a really good perk if you want to use one of these weapons for PvP. If you can get that on a blue or a green weapon early on, that's an actually really good, that's actually a perk that comes on the Surge Regime Auto Rifle, which is one of the better exotics. So if you get that, you might want to save that to use in PvP, but I've already got a better version of it, and I don't plan on PvPing with this guy yet, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. That's one thing that does bother me a little bit when you pick up those gold chests. I mean, that was like a level 6, level 7 weapon, and we're already level 12, so by the time you come through here to pick those up, a lot of times you're going to have something better from the gunsmith, and some of those are collector's items, but, you know,
Let me get a closer look.
it's interesting. Now, we're in a darkness zone here. You're going to want to check out this Conflux, and what that's going to do is spawn in a bunch of Vex. But I want to show you guys real quick here, if I can. If you are, let's go up here. This is kind of a big library area here. And I'm going to jump on top of the statue. Now, if you can get up there, you want to go up here. And there is, on one of these bookshelves, there will be a dead ghost. I can't remember which one. If you have the Titan, it's a little bit easier. You can actually jump from the second balcony right there and get up there. But if you're a Warlock or Hunter, it's a little bit easier to just jump on top of that statue and jump up on that 3rd floor. It's really the only way you can get up there, unless you have that Titan jump, which goes really high. Alright, so we're going to come back over here. We're going to deploy Ghost. He's going to check this thing out. Now, in a few seconds here, we're going to get a huge spawn of Vex that come in. There's going to be, basically this is Horde mode again with when you deploy your Ghost. You're going to get a bunch of Vex that come in. They're all going to spawn right in this initial area right here. So I like to jump up on this shelf and kind of take them out from up here. There's plenty of cover in the bookshelves. Now, if you're a Titan or a Warlock, you can jump down here and use your shotgun and take these guys out. You can see there's just a ton of Vex that come out here. Let's charge. And shotgun can come in handy here too. This is another reason I like the shotguns now, because you can just jump down and take these guys out real quick. But be careful too, because you can see they do a lot of damage. They've got a close range void damage melee attack that can really take you out. Hit you pretty hard. And the second wave is going to spawn. You're going to get some hobgoblins. And these guys, when you initially shoot them, they will drop a shield. And if you get up close to them, they will that'll actually damage you. And you cannot shoot them while they have this shield up. Alright, so wave 2 is clear. You're going to get a 3rd wave here. This one's going to drop in, and more goblins and hobgoblins. I believe, yes, there is a Minotaur in the back there. Minotaurs are pretty much the kind of the mini boss enemy for the Vex. They are very dangerous, as are hobgoblins. Hobgoblins have a, it's kind of like the Fallen Wire Rifle. They've got a long-range sniper attack that will kill you very quickly. Minotaurs, when you get within close enough range, they will teleport, and they will teleport through your, basically through your shots, and try to get up close to you and melee you. They can do a lot of damage very quickly. So that wave is down. We're going to get another wave here. I believe this wave is all goblins and a couple of hobgoblins. Just as usual, I like to just move around the map so you don't get swarmed. You see there are some little power cores laying around. If you shoot those, they will explode, and you can get some splash damage off of those. Hobgoblins will also toss void grenades at you. If you see them charging up for that, that's a good chance to get a couple shots on. But the Vex, their precision damage area is actually that little white square you see in the middle there. You hit that, they'll explode. So they're a little fluid all over the place, but that's their main weak point. Alright, now this wave you're going to get more goblins and hobgoblins. Let's see, there's a Minotaur here somewhere, but maybe not. I think there's 5 or 6 waves of Vex that you have to fend off. It can take a little while. You can see there, I just got clipped by one of those Vex, one of the hobgoblin sniper attacks. Like I said, those can hit very hard, so you want to be mindful of those. Anytime he's charging up. so that wave's down. Maybe not, there's one more guy. Alright, so I think this might be the last wave. I don't know for sure. Alright, so these guys are coming in here. You got more goblins, and you have hobgoblins. There are 2 minotaurs that spawn in the back here, so you want to watch out for them. They've got Torch Hammer, which is a big, hard-hitting void weapon. Now, if you run this on heroic, these minotaurs will actually be majors, and they can be really tough to get rid of. And you can see here he's teleporting. These guys will just, once you get in melee range, they will chase you. Okay, we want to get out of here. Do not want to get swarmed. You can see I'm getting chased now by one. That's not good. Alright, so we are a little clipped there, so I'm going to just back off until my health recovers. But just stay on the move if you don't want to let these guys flank you or get you in a position where you're getting overwhelmed. Alright, and that's it.
What are these things?
Now that's one of the reasons I mentioned to go up and grab that ghost right away, because when you get through the mobs of enemies and you clear everybody out, it's going to immediately jump into this cutscene, and you won't be able to actually go up there and grab it. So get that early on, or you can come back here later when you're on a patrol mission.
Well fought.
You're here.
We haven't got much time.
Who are you?
Why have you been watching us?
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. I will. I will. I know.
Will what?
I wasn't talking to you, little light.
I'm a ghost, actually.
Many guardians fell. Strong ones. But you made it here. Yes, I'm listening. They are here. With me.
Who's she talking to?
Understood. You need my help, Guardian.
Is that why you brought us here?
They brought us here. The Vex. Evil so dark it despises other evil.
You're not a guardian.
No. I was not forged in light. But I believe where our paths cross, ground could break. Have you heard of the Black Garden?
We've heard the legend.
The greatest threat to us all lies there. Where these machines are born. Find the Black Garden. Rip out its heart. Only then will traveler begin to heal.
Can you help us find it?
My path's my own. I can't.
If we're going to find the Black Garden, we need to see the Awoken.
Ah, yes. The Awoken. Out there wavering between the light and the dark. A side should always be taken, little light. Even if it's the wrong side. Too late returning. How many? Hold position, kill the engines, and don't let them find you.
So, how do we find the Awoken?
They live all the way out at the edge of the darkness. Last place the light touches. Can't we just stay here with the murderous robots?
No. Little light.
Don't do that.
Alright, so that is the opening stage of Venus, and now we are introduced to the Exo Stranger. We don't find out much about her, but I think personally she is a time traveler. She mentioned that the Vex brought us here. I believe she means that the Vex brought us to this moment in time, this period of time, or whatever it is. But she reminds me, I think she's definitely a time traveler of some sorts, and that hopefully we will find out more when more of the DLC comes out, I guess, unfortunately, but that at least introduces her to the story. Alright, so that's the first episode of Venus, and let's see, we got a couple of upgrades here, so let's do a little house cleaning, pulse rifle loader, that'll come in handy with our new pulse rifle, and scout rifle ammunition, but that's fine, whatever. Alright, we got some boots that we can get rid of, and we got some gauntlets that we can also get rid of. Pick up any new rocket launcher. Alright, then we picked up a Goblin's Eye. Return it to your Vanguard mentor so that they can better understand the Vex. We also have a bounty here that we got finished. And then we are working on a few others. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do here is the next mission we have to do, we actually have to... you'll see up here the reef is unlocked, the asteroid belt. You can see here the only thing on Venus that's open is the patrol mission. Before you can progress any further through Venus, you actually have to go to the reef, which is where the Awoken are, dare to strike a bargain with the Ruthless Queen. This is a cutscene, basically. There's no mission here, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump into this so we can finish up this video, and that way the next one I start, I can just go right into the next mission. You can see it's a level 10 story. It's on normal. Travel to the home of the Awoken and find what they know about the Black Garden. It's for 1 to 3 players. It's co-op. There's no experience and no rewards for this. The reef is not a playable area right now. It supposedly will be when the House of Wolves comes out, but right now it's just a place you go to talk to the Queen. So we're going to select that, and we're going to launch here, and it's going to give us another cutscene. It's actually a pretty decent in-depth cutscene, and it's pretty cool to watch. So I'll let you guys watch that, and then that will be the end of this video, and then we will move on to the next part of Venus with the next episode.
Where did all this come from?
Every ship that could escape fled Earth during the collapse. They made it this far. I guess they died after.
It's a graveyard. How did the Awoken survive?
No one knows.
Intruder bearing 127, you have crossed into the realm of the Awoken. State your business or be fired on by order of the Queen.
Don't look at me. Better say something.
We are from Earth. We're here to seek the Council of the Awoken.
Conform to my trajectory. Any deviation will be taken as an act of aggression.
Looks like we're in the right place.
Why is the right place always so terrifying?
So, these are the trespassers demanding an audience.
We didn't mean to trespass.
The Queen herself judges who may or may not enter the realm. I see no reason she should be available for whatever washes up at the reef. But here we are.
We've come to ask for help.
It is afraid of the fallen. It does not understand these ones are mine.
Apologies, Your Grace.
I am a Guardian from Earth. We're searching for the Black Garden. We seek to destroy the darkness at its heart.
You want to turn it into a battleground. How unimaginative.
Do you know where it is?
Everyone knows where it is. The hard part is getting in.
Can you help us?
And why would we do that?
The Queen requests counsel with her brother.
That's good. Why not? We'll make you a key. How's that? All we need is the head of a Vex Gate Lord.
Why do you want a Vex head?
Oh, we don't. And I doubt we'll get one either. But it's your only hope of getting into the Black Guardian.
We will return.
Or die on Venus. Either way.
Alright, so that's the reef, and that is an area that will hopefully be more explorable once House of Wolves comes out. If you notice the queen there, she was sitting in a fallen throne, which probably means she took out the head of the fallen, and that's why she has the fallen guards that are now loyal to her. So very interesting stuff going on there. The reef is kind of a neat area, shrouded in a lot of mystery we don't know too much about, so hopefully, like I said, we'll get to know more about that in House of Wolves. Now, if you notice the guy who was being kind of a jackass to us, that guy originally, according to a lot of the stuff I've read and seen on the game that was in development back in 2013, he supposedly was going to be one of the protagonists of the game, and he was going to help us out. And there was this whole different story involved with Destiny, so it's kind of interesting to see how they've changed that around, and now he's not really a villain, but he's just kind of a jerk. You know, you're one of those guys you just want to punch him in the face. Alright guys, that is pretty much it for this episode. Sorry you had to sit through that long cutscene, but that will save us some time on the next video. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. When we come back next time, we will get further into Venus. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and I will see you again next time.